late game carries, that is absurd. Like, that is almost, it feels like unmatched. So, you know, I do think, again, TSM are in a similar position to game one, where they want to make things happen early game. You know, they do have a lot of playmaking to somewhat kind of make it a little bit more difficult to execute on the late game for Clutch. You know, Rakan can still be diving in there, but we did not see that be effective for Smoothie in game number one. And you're still going to have to pay that QSS tax with the Skarner in the game.
Yeah, the last lock in there, the Azir for Clutch in the end, provides the two things we were looking for. The AP threat for later, as well as some crowd control
Hoodie, by the way.
To protect their backliners.
So this is actually a throwback to the Broken Blade playing Azir top. We may see them lane swap once more, though. It could actually be Damonte playing the Tristana top and Huni playing the Azir mid, but you know, Faker has been playing a fair bit of this Tristana mid lane. You know, his solo queue and his streams, he's kind of one of the guys who popularized it as well.
Yeah, I'm expecting Huni to go mid with the Azir. Top lane is a very scary place for Azir. Easy to get ganked and a much squishier champion. Tristana has a couple more options for escapes with Rocket Jump and Buster Shot.
I think it's mid to Tristana, because this
He's got Ignite.
He has Ignite. He is actually looking for the kill here, and this is, you know, TP on Bjergsen. Ignite Tristana can Rocket Jump in on you. If you do not have your Shroud, you can get lit up.
And Huni is very accustomed to playing mages in the top lane. He has played Cassiopeia very prevalently. Bunch of things that do not have escapes, so he's fine fighting it out. We'll see if the junglers are attracted to that teleport Azir in the top side.
It's going to be an exciting one. We are into what could be the last game of the first quarterfinal. Clutch 2-0 over TSM, and with a win, punch their ticket further and further toward Worlds. They will at least be in the regional qualifier, and they can go even farther from there. And we can see if they can make this sweep happen. Vulcan's very first LCS playoffs, and he has been great so far. 2 Nautilus games now for him. TSM backs against the wall.
And Clutch, you know, another bold draft. They really have been comfortable, you know, playing around some of these picks that are a bit more unique to them. The Kiana has not been too popular in the LCS thus far. Damonte has kind of made it his own, and now Ignite Tristana mid, you know, really is powerful. You think of Tristana as this hyper-scaling champion, late game champion, just wants to farm it out. You can kill people. Like, you can solo kill people with this very easily. The rocket jump slow is really relevant. If Bjergsen mispositions, if he's too far up, and Damonte knows where Spica is, you just jump on his head and you will win that all in.
Calm before the storm this time around, as Damonte wants to have the early pressure on these minions, autoing them right away. He wants to put Bjergsen under the turret. Keep in mind that outside of bot lane, early turrets have 50% damage reduction, so super early plates aren't really that important. In the side lanes, you don't get them very easily, contrasted with all the bot lane Tristana lanes where you can get that plate super fast. That is one thing that's going to color how they play laning phase out. Spica solos the blue buff for the most part. Lyra Raptors into red, and Bjergsen, yeah, but supposed to charge on. 3 autos afterwards, good damage.
Yeah, and Damonte is actually running Demolish as well. This is something that some players have started to pick up, you know, in lieu of, you know, some of the more defensive resolve options. If you think that you're going to have the push, if you're against a weak wave clear champion, then you can actually get a lot of value out of that.
And with these solo laners having the range advantage on the side of Clutch, you look towards the TSM jungler. Spica here, newly acquired onto the starting lineup for the LCS squad, at least. He is the one with the Sejuani, has the power to try and get these melee solo laners some threat in lane, some kills. And it feels like that is where a lot of this game will hinge on early.
Shots come through, and the red buff goes over to Spica this time, as he's got the same camps right now that Lyra's got, as the bot laners keep trading back and forth. Temporary gold lead, CS lead to Sven. This is the same matchup we played in game one, of course, and it went TSM play early game. It was the solos that carried early for Clutch, and they eventually found first blood through Lyra. Slightly different lineups here this time around, and I want to see how much different it's going to be.
Yeah,
wait and push in.
Very interested to see, you know, because the thing is, yes, Huni doesn't really have any great escapes here on the Azir. You do have the slide out, but if Spica's not ever up there, then as Aatrox, you don't really have a lot of recourse in this matchup. You're going to get pushed in. You're going to be getting poked under the turret. Same thing really here for Akali until 6 even. So I really want to see where Spica can get involved. And if he's not able to be involved, can these guys keep up and farm? You can already see a big CS lead in the top lane. And Broken Blade has already used his potion. He's half health. So like that is a rough spot to be in.
That's why I'm saying my eyes are completely on Spica, because this is the way that Huni always plays these mages on the top side. Super offensively, goes for harassment early on, so he can try and push you off of those minions. He is pushed up at the turret. Meanwhile, it is going to be a blue side exchange here as Spica goes to take away the blue that was not started by Lyra.
Yeah, but as you talk about the aggression in the top lane, this is still a sort of game state that feels like it favors Clutch, where they can kind of track the jungle the whole time. Huni can feel safe the whole way through. Top scuttle goes over to Lyra. There's not a lot of gank pass allowed. Spica, in fact, still on wards. Huni has complete freedom to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to be able to actually save his TP if he wants. He will TP back to the lane in Huni fashion, as he likes to really keep the pressure up. You know, has a more effective buy, double Dorans, gets the boots on top as well as the pink ward. So, you know, will have more control here for himself. And you can see, you know, Lyra having taken top scuttle, you know, playing around that side of the map is to enable Huni to non-stop shove it in his opponent and keep up, you know, this lane dominance.
All right, well, as the resets come through, yeah, double Dorans, I think this is going to be some dominance coming out of this one. 300 gold lead, 400 gold lead, roughly around there for Clutch so far from their laning phases. Bot lane still going Sven's way. Do want to point out, QuaterFinals actually is the CSD record holder across LCS bot laners. But it's been pretty good for Sven and Smoothie so far in the early game. Now Vulcan rooted, ignited, he's going to go down! A straight up 2-on-2 first blood! What a laning phase for TSM.
Yeah, it's the TSM bottom lane that step up in their time of need. Rakan and Xayah, we always talk about the early threat of those all-ins. No hesitation there from Smoothie as he goes in, throws down the ignite. Sven gets the root on the collar right there, and that is going to finish up the kill. Smoothie sticks around to finish up that turret play too.
And then E into recall, it's a really good play.
Yeah, that is absolutely huge for TSM. Even just morale-wise, getting a big kill like that in the 2v2 is going to feel so damn good. Smoothie was on a ward here, you know, but they are able to find the engage straight in onto Vulcan. Vulcan could not buffer his Q in time to actually get out of there. The Q comes down, but much too late, and he just gets shredded there.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice early start for TSM on that bottom side.
Really nicely done right there. I don't know if Aftershock was on or not, but never had the chance to auto to turn it back around. Never went for the CC to trigger it if it was available from cooldown. As Skarner Spire gets taken back over, Clutch Gaming gets some vision out of the bottom river. But now you've got a nice gold lead for TSM. The farm lead, the BF sword, plus the extra little bit of extra stuff on Sven is going to be a good start for them.
See if they can snowball off of it. Once again, both junglers are on the bottom side. And I want to turn your attention towards the minimap. If you see up there, Huni is zoning Broken Blade off of those minions. Both junglers are down here fighting over Scuttle Crab and Ward and Vision, but Broken Blade can't even approach the minion line as Huni on the Comet Azir is pushing him back. Vulcan goes in for that control ward, and he gets it.
They've got the squad. The Scuttle goes over as well. Look at the vision control. Look how much Clutch Gaming can see. It's the whole river.
And a lot of that top lane really is going to be decided by how much of the farm can Broken Blade collect. Because thankfully for him, the wave is at least pushing towards him. So he will have an opportunity to get some of that farm. But, you know, Huni is then going to try to really punish him here now that he has no teleport available to try to send him back on a bad recall.
And once again, they have vision on Spica, so they know Huni can just continue to bully the Aatrox under the tower right now. He's trying to harass him away. Lyra, though, lying in wait with the Skarner for a possible gank with Predator.
That anchor might have been the kill straight up there. Lyra has ult afterwards. That was probably going to be a shutdown, but just barely jukes to the side. Smoothie stays up.
Yeah, that was really big there from Smoothie avoiding that hook. Because yeah, I think you're right. I think that is a straight up kill. You hit that hook, you're going to hit the root. Lyra's going to get his ult guaranteed, and you would be toast.
Thankfully walking away. Just bread so far for Smoothie. That's the conversion. You can't go back, by the way. Once you're toast, you can't become bread again. So
also, you can't become toast if you're not already bread. So you have to start there.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, top side actually, Huni, as we saw on the minimap, after he pushed up Broken Blade, went for the invade deep into the jungle. So he got vision on all of these camps. Clutch Gaming now, with this information, they know all three of these, Wolf, Gromp, and Blue, have respawned. So they can predict that this is going to be the next 30 seconds of Spica's time and try and track Sejuani that way.
And I want to see Lyra get up here because this is a wave that Broken Blade has to push in. So Huni has Broken Blade in a really dangerous spot, but the jungler not here quite yet to capitalize on it. So the freeze will be broken. You know, if he had actually just skipped doing the Raptors there and went straight top, I think there is an opportunity to actually aggressively hold that wave and make it so Broken Blade has to commit to pushing in, and then you can possibly get a kill.
And look at this. This positioning right now is because of what I talked about earlier. Clutch already gathered the information that Spica is top half of the map. So Lyra is waiting around for a counter gank here. This is not them, thinking that Aatrox is going to pull something by himself. He is waiting for TSM to try and make that offensive play, knowing that Spica had just finished there. Nothing comes of it, but that's what the hesitation, that's what these recalls up on the top half of the map mean. And that is, you kind of paid for by not doing Krugs.
Well, Broken Blade walks back.
You gotta get a little bit of credit to Broken Blade though, because they didn't actually capitalize on the fact that the wave was pushing against him. They weren't able to really punish him in that spot. He has kept pretty even in farm here, and oh my God, Cody Sun's KDA as Sivir, 65.
Decent.
Not bad.
Decent. Playoff KDA currently higher than Meteos' all time, I'm pretty sure. Right now, though, still 300 gold puts TSM ahead. They got that first blood down there. Don't want to sell them short. The reverse sweep has happened before. They did against Cloud9 just last split in the semifinals. And before they nearly took down Team Liquid. Now they got the bot lane pressure yet again. Second plate likely to be theirs. Smoothie. Here
we go again.
Predators on Anchor. They're going to find some knockouts. Runs back to the squad. And Lyra not going to flash for the ult there.
Yeah, TSM continuing to try and push heavily on the bottom part of the map. This is what is getting them the majority of their gold right now. Some of those turret plates, as well as the kill that was earned by Sven and
Smoothie. In trouble.
That's a stun. Not going to go for the ult. Not going to pull him in. I feel like you could, with Impale and Buster Shot, put him towards that turret.
So they did have some early info on the bottom lane rotating. If you're looking at the mini-map there, TSM's bottom lane was pushed in, and they made the call that there was going to be support coming from the river. It was a long ways away, but that is my assumption as to why they called off that play. TSM have them push under the turret on bottom side, so they were worried about extra people joining the skirmish.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right, but still kind of agree with Freak that, if you Skarner ult there into
Walk
potential
away from the
shot,
explosion!
You have Ignite as well. Like, there's a lot of kill potential there. This is, pretty squishy Akali, but, they're taking a safer approach, certainly, and Zero obviously wants to make certain that he is going to get a kill with that first ultimate, so we'll hold on to it.
Still chunking down right here. Nice Drake pickup there. TSM getting their Drake into this game. Cloud Drake is movement speed, and that's not too bad. Clutch Gaming, though, able to actually tie the gold back up with the mid pressure. 2 plates taken by Demonte. Explosive charge to demolish, very good at that. Earns some money, and look at this, though. The bottom lane just under fire. So much pressure down here for TSM, and it's working, and now on the top side, Huni, forced ult to push back Broken Blade, does so.
Yeah, that's actually a really good job there by Broken Blade because he still has his ultimate. So now you have that ult advantage for a potential 1v1 fight. But Lyra, as he has now 3rd straight game, gets the early Herald, will drop it, and they have Demolish, mind you, again on this Tristana, so that is just gone.
And again and again and again, Clutch Gaming first turret of the game every single time using the Rift Herald to do so, I believe. And that is gold in the pockets. First turret itself, only 150. It's not massive. It just tells you that they're also getting 5 to 8 plates every game as well. And the early lane pressure has been paying off.
Yeah, the Akali pick, once again, for TSM, opens up a possible lane where they get pushed in early on. We'll see if it pays off later. Bjergsen now recalling. Maybe he has enough to upgrade to the full Gunblade, does get that. So that is definitely a power spike. The flow is super nice, adds to your burst damage as well. Doesn't have boots for the move speed yet, but maybe he can find an all-in on one of these targets before they start grouping up. Because the game plan moving forward for Clutch should be very similar to what we've already seen from them in this series. And that would make it much more difficult for Bjergsen to find those first kills.
And I'm going to be interested to see where he actually elects to try to go and find those, because I do think, at least in the 1v1, it's very unlikely to get one on Demonte. You have so much self-heal with the Buster Shot, as well as that rocket jump. But, if he can actually combine up with some people, they could make something happen.
Rotation move around. Second plate drops him in the top lane as the bot lane turret was already taken out by the TSM duo. So it's still Sven and Smoothie doing most of the work here for TSM. Looking at the lane, feeling the punishment right now, but there's a stun on the front line. The rest of the squad is there. The charm, the knock up, the kill. Lyra goes down. 2-0 TSM.
I have your answer, Azael. It is right in the mid lane. They target the jungler.
Yeah, I should have known. Lyra just kind of wandering up there and gets burst down. A nice combo there from TSM, just locking him up using Spica, Smoothie flashing in as well. No chance to get away.
Beautiful stuff. You can see the spells come out of the top lane. They're going to be all right.
Yeah, as a jungler, and especially tank junglers like Skarner, you're used to being frontline. You're used to being super tanky, but itemizing into armor here, he doesn't have any early magic resist and just a little bit of extra health. So Bjergsen and TSM recognize that that is their easiest target, as junglers are low levels, so they have a little bit lower health from being lower levels compared to solo laners. That affords them their first kill. Here's another look at how it started. As you can see, it is a control ward, and Clutch are looking to make the plays as he's thinking. He feels very confident with his Predator moving up to help with the cannon, but Bjergsen takes the opportunity. He's got the stun, and Smoothly from the outside on the Rakan uses flash, uses ultimate, uses everything to chain the CC so that Lyra can't even flash out. That was Sejuani's stun into Rakan combination there, and that's enough to finish it.
And they never had vision of Smoothie until he was already there, so you know, nice roam from him, utilizing the Moby Boots, getting up, and being the extra CC they needed for the kill.
We said that the Rakan had to be the difference between games 1 and 3 here for TSM. Already, Smoothie has gotten off 2 engages, one in the bottom lane, one in the mid lane. We'll see if it's enough to keep TSM afloat, though, because the game is still very close.
Yes.
And Clutch have very good grouping options.
They do, and I want to point out Damonte specifically as that. He's the one who's been part of pretty much all of the turret plates here. He's got the most individual gold in the game, even more than Sven, who got turret to his own name. So this is really, I feel like, a lot about Damonte on this Trist. What's going to happen in the mid game, right? That Ruin King has already done 6,500 gold is the most on the map. So it's the player who has to be the one who steps up.
Yeah, and I'm going to be interested to see what his zeal item will actually be if he goes for something a little bit more defensive, like the PD second, you know, because there is a fair bit of dive here with the Akali as well as his Aatrox, or if he's going to try to maximize damage a little bit more, you know, with the Shiv or Rapid Fire, which is so popular in pro play.
And right now we're seeing a lopsided map. TSM send multiple members up to the top side to get that turret, and Clutch answer with a mid push and a bottom push. Huni on the Azir, you can see at the turret and bottom side, is trying to get that objective back. TSM got the turret on the top side, and this will be the payment for Clutch.
Yeah, Clutch, you know, they're able to get some damage on mid turret. They're going to take the bot turret, and they're set up for this Dragon. So this is going to be a potential fight here. Dragon spawning now. Bjergsen is roaming out there. He's running straight from base. Just got the Oblivion Orb, so is going to be very, very strong for this fight.
First big team fight of the game, the one that TSM needs to win down 0-2 in this series. They grab the Skarner Spire as well, making Lyra's life harder. Bjergsen winning the wings. There's the first stun. There's the hard engage, and the shotgun and a bolt at the very start. The re-engage looks towards Lyra. Hello.
Huni.
That's low HP. Huni on the wing. Damonte on the sides as well, and Huni's going to push back Bjergsen, but now Broken Blade has to run from the rest of the squad. Still slowed down, trying to run out, but only at 1,000 HP, does make his way out of this one. Bjergsen burning the rest of the ultimate, but now Damonte wants into this one. The Shroud pushed them back into the squad, and that's the alley-oop they needed. What a pickup.
Damonte sees Bjergsen use the second half of the ultimate on Akali, knows the execute won't be there, and Rocket jumps in for the Tristana sec into the rack of the team, allowing them to get the Dragon as well.
And that was some clean CC because Lyra actually immediately ulted him. Bjergsen had the Shuriken on Damonte, so he could have actually Shuriken flipped back to him. And we'll watch this one more time. You know, this is the beginning of that fight. Again, seeing that they are around there, that they had walked into that brush, they can look for the engage.
And that control ward is what Damonte sat on later in the fight as well. Okay, TSM, big engage. Sejuani ultimate into Rakan ultimate. They get the kill they need. Damonte on the side and Huni on the other side of that wall. Chunk down Sven, force out the ultimate. So TSM have to retreat after this. They know they don't have anything left in the tank. Then Bjergsen here, because of that control, he doesn't know Damonte's in there, uses his ultimate.
So look at that, Shuriken flip right there. If he had a split second, he could have gotten out, but he did not get it. I think he kills Damonte if he doesn't get instantly Skarner ulted.
Well, you have to have a good pass there from Damonte. Ultimate right over to the Skarner, and Lyra catches him.
Nicely played. So look at this game state right now. 700 gold puts Clutch Gaming ahead with an equal turret score and even the same Drakes in this game right now. So this is a mid game that is Clutch favored. Flavored probably as well. Probably tastes like victory based on the series is going.
What does victory taste like, Freak? From fellow who has experienced it before.
Well, their jerseys are yellow and black, so I'm going with banana and licorice.
Okay, that
That's
sounds
a
like a
weird
terrible
combo.
combination.
I don't know if I want to win anymore. I think you've just ruined victory for me, freak.
Banana and blackberry?
Okay.
Oh, rocket jump gets that way. Nice bust shot as well. Good save by Damonte. And a stun prevents the re-engage, but Lyra maybe not stopped right now. He puts the smite in. He's still running forward. Slowed down by Spica. Just cannot find the ultimate. Just barely pushed away.
Look at that good kiting from TSM. All the slows, all the projectiles coming out to try and fend off the Skarner. They do avoid a counterattack there from Clutch. 2 teleports used in the attempt.
Yeah, and that's pretty big to get those teleports out. And we can see it was the PD second here for Damonte. So I think this is actually a pretty smart choice. There's such a huge amount of damage that is going to be in this composition. You have Sivir, you have Azir, you have Tristana. You don't need to maximize every character's individual damage output. I think you just need to be safe enough that you can contribute something to the fight. And I think the PD is going to help you do that.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. The risk reverse option is totally fine when you have a million damage sources and maximizing just DPS isn't really needed. And it's still this 500 gold lead to Clutch, still sitting at the same mid game. Baron spawning in 20 seconds, this time probably not rushed down by Clutch when it comes up. Seems less likely this time around.
Yeah, this is really the stage of the game where you have to track the enemy vision. This is critical. If you find one of these picks, we've seen back-to-back TSM making Sejuani and Rakan picks, but also Clutch have the options there with the Skarner and with the Nautilus. Whoever gets one of these spread out members gets the collapse and get one of those very high priority objectives.
So one of the things I want to actually talk about a little bit here is something that's kind of notably absent. No QSSs have actually been purchased up by TSM, whereas we saw QSS rush from Smoothie last time, and a QSS rush from Bjergsen as
Holds back, Broken Blade, pull back in, but without Burning Flash, you can't get back into that.
So TSM has clearly, had the discussion and made the call that, hey, you can't actually afford to go for the QSS that early on because you're giving up too much damage potential. It's too much itemizing towards just this
Smoothie. Q this time was ready around. Speaking of command, but here comes Smoothie back line, finds a bit of a charm, but pulled back in, and they don't have the damage. He jumps back to safety, but Ignite is enough, and they get the kill anyway. Now Lyra in the mix, right against Broken Blade, who's trying to run away. They got Bjergsen for safety, and they are going to stay alive, but still, that one kill.
pushing too. That was a 5v4. They get killed. Damonte will take a tower.
That was a crazy outplay right there. Lyra audits, and they didn't panic.
4v4, trying to find the stun. Vulcan's low. One more shot, dumping in. Bjergsen finds a sick play, takes down 1 kill.
Finds the angle there during that time. Damonte does get the tower on Tristana. TSM trying to get out with their lives now.
I think there was actually 2 towers. I think that the tier 1 was still alive there.
Tier 1 was killed for
my mistake. So that was just the 1 tower then, but still, 1-for-1 in kills, and you do actually take that tower here. So let's see this one more time. TSM setting up for the engage. Smoothie looking for the wraparound. The spell shield is there, and the Skarner ultimate was buffered, so it immediately went off once he was in range, and Smoothie just gets railed by the towers.
Yeah, the teleport channeling there for TSM. After that, Broken Blade does get the knock-up, gets out on the Aatrox, and TSM try and reset. Then they look for this kill. Look at Bjergsen trying to get this angle. Then goes up, gets a minion wave down. Spica hits the ultimate, stunning up Nautilus for just long enough for Bjergsen to get that angle. Able to land the Shuriken on Lyra, then uses the Shuriken on Lyra to get into position to ult across and finds the kill flashing out. In the meantime, though, Clutch have reset and are picking up another dragon.
Yeah, that was really clean from Bjergsen, and you can actually activate your ultimate at any point during the Shuriken flips. You don't have to fully connect with it. Makes for those super smooth plays.
Yeah. And look at that gold graph back into the red, back towards Clutch's favor here as the mid game looks solid. Damonte, once seeing that the dive no longer was successful with TSM, said, okay, I'll go back into lane, I'll knock the turret down. And then what's funny is TSM then saw, Damonte's staying top lane. I guess we'll try for round 2, and that one at least was successful. So that was a 1-for-1 in kills, but as we saw, that turret kill, definitely useful. Gold lead for Damonte, still very large, 9,800 individual gold on him.
They're circling in.
Oh, that's a pull into Spica. Pushed him back now with the Azir as well, into more crowd control in the stopwatch. Buys a few seconds, but no ult, no flash, no way out, and Hootie claims that kill.
Could it be Baron again? Third straight game, just past 20 minutes. No, they're going to go mid lane, try to look for some more guaranteed goal instead. Not willing to risk it, but maybe they changed their mind. They are heading back to this area and trying to corral Smoothie, who is very far away.
But it's going to be right before he's falling off, and here's the engage. No jungler alive, so it's not a smite fight It's a 4v5. TSM desperately needs to go their way. A knock-up onto Huni. He's going to put this things forward. There's the ult. They found the suppression. There's a lot of space built by Smoothie, and it's a 1-for-1 so far. 2. It's going to be a trade. Now it's a 3 versus 2 on the fight. Demonte cutting away. Broken Blade gets the healing. They're re-engaged. Sven pops off for the Quadra. Will it be all 5? Is Demonte running? And a pentakill. Redemption for Sven.
Pentakill by the Baron. TSM come up huge. The Baron is going to be theirs too.
And just in time, Spica has revived from the earlier kill, and TSM turn the tables.
That was a series-saving play. TSM, you had to feel if they lost the fight there, if they lost the Baron for the 3rd straight game, it would have been backbreaking. But they come up enormous in the 4v5. And the pentakill here from Sven. Check it out in the Pro View replay.
All right, he clears out the ward first. They know they have to go for this. Lear flashes in. Then you can see Sven right here. Gets off a pretty big blade card there, getting the first kill. Demonte went to the back, but Sven fights him off. That means that Clutch are split, and they take the flash in. He's able to get it. Broken Blade goes back in to lock down Demonte, gets the knock up there, and like a good teammate, saves the kill for the full Penta. That's now 6 kills on the Xayah. QSS has been picked up. With all that money he just earned, he also decided to pay off his taxes.
Yeah, you get it all at that point. Cody's son, first death in 7 games, finally does fall. TSM looking to dive.
Oh, damage on the Lyra. The knockup is there. This is the kind of dive TSM wanted. And the road to the reverse sweep is certainly paved with gold now, as they've now got 10-5 in kills, 1 million items onto Sven. Mid lane 2-2 gonna drop, and now in the driver's seat, TSM needed to push forward.
We'll see if Clutch can delay. We have to remember they have very, very good wave clear. Tristana, Sivir, and Azir. That is incredible amount of stalling power. So, you know, it is going to have to be on the back of dives like that TSM really takes objectives. It's hard, I think, to just straight up siege into Clutch.
Let's see if TSM, still 2 minutes left on the Baron, if they can get another one of these outer turrets. Right now, they're up to 2,500 gold power play. You can see already Broken Blade is pushing down bottom, and Bjergsen's trying to get top pushing for them. With that teleport on Broken Blade, TSM can try and get one more of the secondary turrets to get the most out of their buff.
This game's been about the TSM bottom lane. Look at the kill participation. 9 for both of those players. First blood was theirs. The team fights coming down to Sven right now. Broken Blade and Bjergsen on split push duty, pushing in the waves. The 5-on-5s have been Xayah with 3 items in the QSS, feeling comfortable.
And while Xayah certainly is the strongest player in the game, Demonte's damage must also be respected. Infinity Edge has now been completed, so Tristana sitting on those 3 items, Huni's on 2, Cody's son sitting on 2.5, so there is an incredible amount of power still in this Clutch squad, despite the fact that TSM is now ahead and feeling a lot more comfortable. They also have to be careful about the fact that they don't have a lot of QSSs still, so that can get turned around. If Lyra does not die instantly and actually gets an ult off on a Bjergsen or even Broken Blade, you can get focused down.
47 seconds left on Baron, and TSM still going. They made effective use of their 1-3-1. I think it's a little dangerous to try and get inside of these inhibitor turrets, but they're still pressing ahead. Bjergsen has teleport on Akali.
Ooh. Nearly catches Spica there. Should have pulled him back to the base gate and gotten some more done, but no kill picked up. Righteous Glory, though, down. Predator, the same.
Akali is up to the tower right here. Bjergsen keeps going. He's got teleport ready, could join the rest of the team. But the Baron buff about to run out might put a stop to their siege.
All right, against the poke for Sven. Here comes the engage, a big stun, the knockup. They've already knocked down Huni. And another kill coming across as Lyra drops as well. TSM may have just found the dive they needed.
That was a huge ult from Spica. Huni was going in for the Shrima shuffle, but got stuffed by the Sejuani, and they're looking to end it.
5v3, even with Baron buff off, might have the play. But yeah, look at that. Silver wave clear, Tristana wave clear. Looking pretty good. They go to the mid lane instead. This time they have the wave, and they might just knock down the turret. Demolish helps with that one. And indeed, you can see Clutch Gaming willing to pull a little bit farther back and maybe live to fight another day. TSM, though, so far ahead, they are absolutely poised to win this one.
This is all off the back of that pentakill for Sven in the river, resulting in the Baron, resulting in such an enormous gold influx for TSM. Huge, huge turnaround for them, perhaps for the entire series.
And the craziest thing about this game is that basically the entire gold lead is actually just Sven. He's up like 5,000 gold. Now let's watch this one more time. So this is Huni looking for the Stream of Shuffle. He goes forward though and gets nailed by that Sejuani ultimate. Didn't have the timing. Goes down immediately. Lyra was going forward, trying to back him up, and he gets erased as well.
Yeah, one of the biggest differences in this game compared to the others of the series has been the initiation
Look at that gold
for TSM by Smoothie and Spica.
All right. Well, the next team fight bound to happen. It's a lot of defensive wave clear for Clutch right now, but those inhibitors are going to be dead by the time Baron respawns, so it's pretty free map control for TSM. Clutch have to kind of come out in large groups to knock down these minions, and then retreat back as the waves push back in automatically. In just a minute, Baron spawns, and Clutch has to find some kind of way in. Lyra will have Flash, most likely. Ultimate's all available. In fact, every single Flash is up for the Clutch Gaming side. TSM gonna have them cubes the time it spawns.
We have to see now how Clutch is actually going to try to navigate this. You know, 2 inhibitors down. They have no one in the bottom lane right now. Broken Blade is pushing, so I feel like they're looking for a hard engage, and that is going to be their attempt.
The Zero Turret comes up to buy some space. Baron in 30 seconds, but the waves are pushing in, which means it's time for Huni to be the one to recall. One of the 2 TP users on the squad. Magic damage good against super minions. Mid lane gonna get cleared again, so at least mid won't yet be the pressure point.
Broken Blade could be flanking here, though. They know Huni went back to base, and he is trying to get around behind the team, but is spotted.
Several makes for good movement around the map. Huni cleared top, has to go right back into the bottom lane as giant wave on the Nexus turrets right now.
Yeah, double super minions are going to wear away at the Clutch Gaming Nexus turret. TSM have time on their side. Huni rotates over to try and clear them out now.
Those are going to drop, but TSM have vision control. They're actually even starting the Baron right now, and this is darkness right now. It's like Nocturne all the time. A single trinket is used. They know TSM started this one. They know, though, that it's not all 5. They have to respect the rest
Lyra
of the squad.
does have Flash.
And again, looking for the play. Lyra runs forward. 4,000 health on the Baron. Doesn't get stunned. This could be the re-engagement.
There's Smoothie!
Over the wings. Looks for the play. Finds a massive charm. Pulled back in, and Sven is already legendary. They will trade 1 for 1, but the kills might be more important. Huni buys in space. Clutch trying to run away, but look out for the kills. Bjergsen to the backline. Pops a stop one. A big root for Sven, and Lyra's gonna be next. This is the fight. Only one shutdown comes through, but Demonte is gone as well. And that's all she wrote. The ace and TSM push right into the base.
TSM will not be denied. Bjergsen and Sven both with big Flash ultimates in there to finish off those extra kills. And we're going to get some more games.
We are going to get some more games. This one's absolutely going to TSM. No chance for Clutch to defend this one. The turrets will fall, and our series will go to game 4. TSM to start the reverse sweep. Vulcan to try his hardest, and he just cannot do enough. The Nexus is open. Broken Blade will deal the damage. Bjergsen to help out as well with the KDA. And 18-8, we're going to game 4.
Such an important game for TSM here. On the precipice of defeat, looking like they were going to lose around that Baron again. They come up with the enormous 4v5, the pentakill for Sven to save the series.
Yeah. And that team